All right. Speaker, me like Dr. Law, me send up a quick summary. That's all. Well, clearing one or two talk where you come out. This will be Deputy Prime Minister Ikarem. We like try to bypass him. Many of the impediments in regard to system law government. And you like give assurance law members of the House. If you look at sub section 17. Let me talk, no direct funding shall come from the public funds. Trying to mobilizing private sector fund. Beyond him thinking lo to have you may work him lo here, but in a structured way. And for the first time, you may build him one blood township. Today you're gonna town him got them all colonial masters limits him ground him and town him sinano. You may know set him one blood nubla town, and Najab is just no ordinary town or location. Whilst Marape provincial headquarters relocate, you really look at map. Rabalem Najab emi stablo center of country. So by the time we open this road, you may running from Lay Kamlo Kerama lo Kamal Sem and Tomadasi Airport. Eventually, Najab will be in the heart of the country, servicing New Guinea Islands, servicing Momase, servicing Highlands, and of course the southern side. And the location of Najab coinciding with Lay and the Ramu Valley into Makam Valley, Wafi Golpo, we want it to be the heart of commerce and business in the country, relieving Port Moresby of the congestion we have here and keeping people there. So it is really in that context. And to bypass, if you look at another provision, let me talk, housing function belong fiscal planning, now subsuming function of fiscal planning into this authority, Mr. Speaker. Today, local fiscal planning board take him 3-player, 4-player, 10-player just to go to fiscal planning board.
We have a point of order. What is your point of order?
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. A good governor for Marape has just disclosed to this honorable House that this will be a new city for Marape province. It is a public city like any other city in the country. Provisions, subsection 17, and fiscal planning not being involved. They're removing the state. You cannot remove the state by law by including those provisions, section 17, and removing the Fiscal Planning Act not to be involved. That's wrong in my view, Mr. Speaker. The state entities must be involved. Just by provision of those provisions, you are removing the state. There's going to be public housing. Hospitals will be there. Police stations will be there. That's the argument I'm making. But this little provision 17 and Fiscal Planning Act not going to be, and the Public Finance Management Act not to be, Germania. And then including bilaterals and multilaterals. That's a wrong argument, Mr. Speaker. The state is now pushed into the corner on what I view is a public city in the Marape province, the biggest province in our country. You cannot let the state and the authorities out of this by a mere section 17 that public monies will not be used. Mr. Speaker, please get it right. Thank you.
Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I see the point of contention here, and again, subject to the. I think this law is not made out of sync or not incongruent with all enabling laws in our country. The process that fettered this law is probably fettered through the state process, including state solicitor and all relevant state departments that clears law. The gist of the submission that I'm making in support of the law on the table is sometimes the process we have so much become impediment and it's cumbersome in its own. We're trying to make a one-stop shop where we achieve at doing development in Najab at the very earliest, to ring-fence the airport we have, to ring-fence the relocation and all other, the operational element in my view. There's a link to all the state presence. If you look at the provisions of membership, you still have the Marape Provincial Administrator sitting, representing the province on the board. You still have the Lands Department Secretary on the board. There is a link to government and government watch and government oversight. but at the same time, allowing private sector to come in, mobilizing private sector resources with minimal, if not no state money. A classical example under the Deputy Prime Minister, you see a miniature vessel that to have a project with no state involvement. Our landowners have the land mobilized and investment running the place. Whatever is already state lease, under existing state lease, in my view, is protected. This one now, the authority comes into work with mobilizing all other land that is not state lease and to work towards delivering a product, in my view, a township, a city expansion that should reflect the way modern PNC should move. I give commendation to this bill to be supported. And again, just like the other law DPM has produced, if someone has a view and if the operation of this law has a teething issue with other relevant laws we have, by all means, this is not 10 Commandments. We can always come back and make changes later. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.